Sorry, I'll try harder.
Hello. I am here. I ain't been nowhere. I have
Celebrities
not
who
been
have
feeling well. adopted
black and brown
Yeah,
children.
I'm still.
Celebrities
There's
you
a lot
didn't
of
know
topics
were
I want to
adopted.
discuss, girl. And this is one of the ones that I definitely wanted to touch bases with, because I just noticed Shelly staring with her daughters, and I also noticed Angelina Jolie flourishing daughter, and I think it's beautiful. Yeah. All right, tune in. All right, girl, touch bases with me. And next time, if I check on me, I'll be seeing. Bye. Hey, y'all, what's going on? How y'all doing? This is Baby Girl 411. How y'all doing? I know y'all heard my conversation because y'all knows it. So guys, listen, y'all, if you guys don't know this about me, yes, I am a mother and I'm a grandmother, right? But I'm one of those weird people who love children. Yeah, that's me. And so I was looking at, you guys remember, I don't know if you remember that I did the story on Angelina Jolie. Her daughter has since graduated from Spelman, right? And she's talking about her father. You know who her father is, right? Her father's Brad Pitt, okay? So I think this is a beautiful story. This is a beautiful story for a young woman who was dealt a hand that could have been a hand where she could have been in another country suffering. But instead, her mother, which is currently Angelina Jolie, saw it in her heart to give her an opportunity, and she did. And from my understanding, I think this girl know who her mother is. I think that Angelina and Jolie and her mom communicate. But we'll look at that at another date because she's doing a good job with her daughter. Hold on, y'all. Anyway, you know y'all like to talk about people, but I'm going to tell y'all something. And I'm the one that's going to tell y'all. It is nothing more powerful than a woman or male of color that has been cross-culturally and diversely raised and aware of everything. Because they can make decisions that are more based upon facts instead of emotion or color-based, okay? So when I say that, meaning you don't have to be raised in a white home to be aware of how a cross-cultural or any other ethnicity. You just have to be aware of other ethnicities that exist outside of yourself. And that's what this is about. So what we're going to do first is we're going to look at what is adoption. We're going to look at the international adoption rate. We're going to look at the American adoption rate. I know y'all going to get bored and click off. I do segments and snippets, so find whatever interests you. And then we're going to look at the actors and actresses that have adopted children. They did this 20 years ago, and these kids are grown. All right? So, yeah, people grow. And your child that you bring into the world that's a little person, when they grow up, they tell the story of who you are. All right? So that's why I want to talk about this, because these are people that look like you, look like I, look like other black and brown people in the world, but they were not raised by people that look like us. They were raised by other people. And they're diverse. So this is 3 minutes in. Let's get started. What is adoption? Adoption is a legal action that gives all parental rights to adoptive parents, making the adopted child a legal member of the new family with all the rights and privileges of a biological child. You understand that? So they take that person into their home and give them another opportunity at life. And they treat that child no different than the child that they birth from their own bodies. So hint, hint, all you men and women out here crossing up families, y'all better make sure the person that y'all bring into y'all child lives is a person that has a heart for your child. That's all I got to say to y'all, because I ain't got time for it. I did mine on my own because I was not going to deal with that. I don't cross-reference shit. Okay? But that's just me, myself, and I. If they did something wrong, I'm going to get on the phone and call the man who brought him in the world. You beat your son up. I ain't finna beat him up, and his stepdad ain't going to beat him up. Come beat your son ass. That's how I move. All right? Just like if he was raising my daughter, he'd tell me to come jack the hell up my daughter if she acting up. Yeah. But anyway, so this is what we're going to look at right now. We're going to look at the international, because that's where Angelina Jolie went. So y'all see these statistics here. Hold on. Guys, let me move myself up here. So the national adoption totals in the United States encompass several pathways with around 150,000 children adopted annually overall. The largest segment comes from foster care with nearly 47,000 finalized adoption Private domestic infant and international law adoptions account for roughly 25,000 and 1,500 to 2,000 adoptions, respectively. Foster care adoption annual adoptions are 46,900 plus foster care adoptions are finalized. Children that are waiting to be adopted are around 70,000 to 78,000 children, and foster care systems have a permanency plan that specifically designates adoption. Percentage adoption among children existing in the foster care system, about 14% to 27% exit through adoption, though the number has seen a slight decline in the recent years. Now I got a question for y'all, right? So this goes back to the issue with the abortion, or the A word, in our country. How do y'all feel about that? And also, how do y'all feel about people who go and lay down and conceive a child but give it away? Now I understand that some women don't have the choice, meaning their rights were taken. But what about women who actively go and make these decisions? All right? Because parenting isn't a joke. When you conceive a child, it is your responsibility. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, so among the people who these start, so the list that we're gonna look at, right, is some of our faves, which I think they did a good job. We got Angelina Jolie. She adopted Maddox from Cambodia, Pax from Vietnam, and Zahara from Ethiopia. Zahara is the one that's going to spell me. Madonna adopted 4 children from Malawali, David Banda, Mercy James, and twins Esther and Stella. Hugh Jackson and Deborah Lee Furness adopted 2 children internationally during their marriage, son Oscar and daughter Ava. Ewan McGregor and Eve Mavrakis adopted their daughter Jamayan from Mongolia in 2006. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman adopted 2 children, which I seen Tom Cruise's son. I can't see that name, and Isabella during their marriage. And then you have Catherine Heck. She adopted her first daughter, Nalaya, from South Korea before expanding her family domestically, so before she conceived. All right, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, they have Connor and Isabella during their marriage. And Catherine, she had Nalaya from South Korea, and that was when we talked about Meg Ryan. Remember her from Sleepless in Seattle. She adopted her daughter Daisy True from China. And then you got Julie Andrews, one of the early pioneers of celebrity international adoption. She has 2 Vietnamese daughters. And then they got Charlize Theron, who her daughters love her to death. They were in People. So what we're going to do is kind of look at the information that I found about these parents who went and adopted their children then, and then where they are now. So I just kind of wanted to touch bases on this because we talk a lot, right? And I'm not a gum bumper, but people bump their gums without facts. And sometimes that is where it really puts people in situations where it's like, huh? Because I understand that the A word is like, you can't tell me what to do with our bodies. We can't. But we are also not here to take care of the results of your body. And that's where I'm at. We are not here to fund your children that you want to sit down with June Pop and them down the road and make. You want to hang out with June Pop and go make some babies and then somebody else raise them. This ain't finna continue. That's why that man said this. I don't care how y'all feel about it, because I raised my own. I'm going to tell you how it is. And I don't even play about my grand. You braid them, you take care of them. But some of y'all doing that. Some of y'all want to go around here and think it's cute to have a child, and they ain't got the first bit of way to take care of them at all. So let's go ahead and talk about the people who are actually financially able to raise their children and then expanded their hearts to encompass other children of other cultures. So stay tuned for the second episode. We have found out what adoption is, what the children who are without loving parents are facing, and let's take a look at the people who took the time out of their busy lives to open their heart to children, because that is what you're supposed to do. Love on everybody, okay? All right, see you in video 2.
Stay tuned for EP 2.